Hi, welcome to a session about Archera. Today, you're going to learn about how Archera can provide value to your business by helping you forecast, optimize, and guarantee your cloud commitments. What is Archera? Well, we're a FinOps platform focused on rate optimization and commitment lifecycle management. My name's Joshua Corbett, and I'm one of our field CTOs here at Archera. I focus on the Azure practice here at Archera, helping our Azure customers maximize their savings without sacrificing flexibility. I've spent the last 15 years in cloud architecture, DevOps, across enterprise and highly regulated industries. My goal today is to share my hands-on expertise and deep technical knowledge to help your business maximize savings, automate, toil away, all without sacrificing flexibility. In today's session, the agenda is pretty simple. Number one, why commitments matter on Azure. I want to help you understand Azure commitment tools such as Azure reservations, Azure savings plans, their respective trade-offs and benefits. We'll talk about real-world challenges where you can learn from FinOps challenges that enterprises face all throughout the world, struggling to manage dynamic workloads while trying to save money. Number three, we'll talk about what Archera enables our customers to do. See how Archera automates savings and provides flexibility to Azure teams who need to stay agile while saving some cash. We'll talk about customer success stories, take a little bit of a platform demo, and we'll wrap with some key takeaways and help you get started on your savings journey. All right, so let's talk about what are Azure commitments and what can they do for customers. Well, as you can see here on the page, you typically consume Azure in an on-demand fashion, or an on-demand rate, as we call it here in Archera, where it's the most flexible. You spin up a VM, and the meter starts. You're charged every minute or every hour for that particular workload. You turn it off, shut it down, the meter stops. There's a premium that you pay for that flexibility of start-stop. If you want to save some money, you can perhaps take a look at an Azure savings plan. As you see here, the numbers of savings from a percentage perspective are quite compelling, 65 up to 65%. An Azure reservation, even higher savings. An Azure savings plan can apply to various compute resources, VMs, Azure App Services, Azure Functions, etc. Azure reservations can apply to SQL databases, Microsoft Fabric, so on and so forth. So you can save a lot of money, such as this particular professional services firm, when they leverage reservations to optimize their consumption. They increase their commitment coverage, going from 0% of their cloud spend on commitments to over 40% of their cloud spend was optimized by being committed to Azure reservations. The net result was for them to save over $250,000 in compute costs annually. Now, let's talk about the commitment terms for Azure offerings. As you see here, and we talked about previously, on demand, there's zero commitment and also zero discount. It's the most flexible option. Now, if you're willing to commit to a 1-year term, you can save a decent amount of money committing to a 1-year savings plan or a 1-year Azure reservation. Now, if you need to save the most amount of money and can sacrifice some flexibility, you can go with a 3-year Azure native commitment. Now, as you can see, there's some trade-offs. You sacrifice flexibility while achieving a discount. That can present some challenges to some organizations where perhaps they need that flexibility. There's some risks that come with committing to that 1 or 3-year Azure reservation or savings plan. A few of those challenges that organizations face are here on the slide. You can see that overcommitment due to inaccurate forecasting. A lot of customers ask, well, what happens if I overbuy? If I spend too much money and I overbuy on commitments and I have some just laying around? It's a good question. That means you're spending money on commitments that you're not using. That's wasted cash. What happens if underutilization? Say perhaps you buy a bunch of reservations and then you have to have an architecture change and you move away from that service to a new service. Again, you have wasted spend. So as you can see with this particular graph, this example, a customer began to modernize their environment and move from Azure VMs over to Azure PaaS services. What happened was they began to experience underutilization. And that net result was wasted spend from being overcommitted. This red area right here is money that they're having to pay Microsoft for commitments they're not using. So that can create some fear and uncertainty in customers who might be faced with the decision of use it or lose it. Archera solves for that problem. We offer a flexible way for Azure commitments, whether for savings plans or reservations. We offer a new way to buy. As you can see here on this chart, we help augment and supplement the existing native commitment terms with our unique Archera 30-day guaranteed commitments, where you're only locked in and committed for 30 days. And then anytime after that 30 days, if that commitment goes in the red and you're underutilized, Archera will rebate you cash to cover the cost. We operate very much like your auto insurance company, where if you pay a premium every month, in the event that there's an accident and your car is totaled, the auto insurance company writes you a check to cover the cost and to make you whole. Archera functions very similar. You may be asking, how do you accomplish that? Do you take on my billing relationship with Microsoft? Do you get in the middle of me and Microsoft? Do you displace my reseller that I'm consuming Azure today? No, we don't do any of those things. You maintain your billing relationship with Microsoft. You can maintain your reseller relationship with a particular direct or indirect reseller out there in the partner ecosystem. You own the commitments. We just underwrite the risk and guarantee those particular commitments so that you get rebated if they go in the red. One awesome cool thing about Archera is that we can even give you a deeper discount for Azure 1-year commitments compared to the Azure native 1-year commitments. As you see here, we offer a new way to save. Guaranteed commitments are built on top of native Azure instruments. There's no arbitrage, there's no bulk buying going on. You own your own commitments. We just layer a guarantee, a money-back guarantee on top, providing flexible term lengths for you from 1 month all the way up to 3 years. We offer more savings on demand, or in the case of a 1-year term, we offer a solid 10% discount over Azure 1-year reservation. Most importantly is that all Azure services that Microsoft offers a reservation or savings plan on, we cover with our guarantee. So Archera has been around for about 6 years. We have over 1,500 customers, hundreds and hundreds of customers who are satisfied, just like Travis from ECI. We focus on our customers to save money without sacrificing flexibility. Focusing on our customers and their time, their treasure, their talent, we automate and help them save, removing manual work and toil away from the commitment lifecycle process. Next, we'll talk about a few case studies. Number one, we have this fintech startup here. They're using Azure for an AI-powered risk assessment. Their challenge is they need savings, but couldn't commit to a 1 or 3 year term, really, because their scale was rather unpredictable. So Archera solved that problem by implementing a tiered strategy combining 3-year commitments and flexible guaranteed commitments, a blended approach to meet them where they're at, providing savings today without sacrificing flexibility for tomorrow. In the end, they achieved a 95% commitment coverage while saving $800,000 a year in cloud costs, all while retaining flexibility to scale workloads dynamically to meet their changing business needs. as they grow and evolve. As you can see here on this chart, the previous challenge slide we had earlier, we talked about how a modernization project could yield underutilization, creating a red waste of spend that you don't get back when commitments go underutilized. Archera solves that problem by giving you a cashback rebate. We make you whole in the event that your cloud commitment crashes like a car. Now here's the second case study. The healthcare provider in a compliant-heavy industry with hybrid workloads. Some were steady and certain, others were very variable. The challenge they had was they could only really commit to a 1-year reservation. They wanted to avoid being locked in for that 3-year term. So they were leaving money on the table. Well, Archera came in and identified those existing 1-year commitments to exchange for 1-year guarantee commitments, offering them deeper discount while still being locked into that same 1-year term length. Secondly, we added 30-day commitments to cover variable workloads. In the end, they achieved an over 95% commitment coverage rate while reducing their spend by 40%. Most important to them was there were zero disruptions to healthcare workflows or patient outcomes, because Archera does all of this without requiring engineering effort or access to your infrastructure. We don't touch those things. We don't need to touch those things. We're only optimizing your commitments and the rate at which you spend and pay for the cloud. So as we talked about earlier, Archera's guarantee commitments are available for all of these services that you see here on the page. Whether there's Azure Functions, Azure Kubernetes, Databricks on Azure, OpenAI, or Microsoft Fabric, or even some blob storage, we offer guaranteed commitments across all these Azure services from Microsoft. So next, we're going to move into a live demo. We'll go through our quick onboarding process and then take you through a tour of the product and the platform. To get started, just simply navigate to archera.ai. Find the login button here and click on login. Find the sign up button and click on that. Provide your email, your name, company name, and a password, and then click on sign up. Here, we'll choose Microsoft Azure. We have a couple of prerequisites. Just check here, scroll down, take care of those first, and then at the bottom, provide your tenant ID and subscription ID. We can ingest any of your subscriptions, but we just need one subscription ID to get started. So here, click on Authorize Archera. We'll deploy an Azure and Verified Developer Badged Enterprise app into your platform. Log in. Accept here. And then return to the Azure or the Archera platform. Click on Check Status, and then hit Continue. Here, you can choose to onboard with subscriptions, picking and choosing which ones you would like. That's pretty critical if any of your subscriptions are on a CSP, or if you consume Microsoft Azure directly, you can click on Billing Account to get them all. Here in this example, we'll choose subscriptions, where you can pick and choose whichever subscriptions you'd like to onboard into Archera. Here, simply just verify the resource group, storage account, and a blob container name. If you want to customize these resource names, you can. But what we're doing here is a one-time deploy. Azure requires that the cost and usage report be exported to a storage account that lives on your subscription. So your data all the billing data stays with you. You can tag, choose different regions, or customize resource names for a particular naming convention. The control is in your hands. Next, we just click on Verify, and we'll generate a cost export. It takes a few days to ingest the first one, and then every single day, we're ingesting a cost export that updates the platform with your usage to help you save money and track your spend. Now, after you finish onboarding and a few days has gone by, this is the platform for you that gets unlocked. As you can see here, we have a couple of things for you to pay attention to. One is the commitment planner. Come over here, and this is where we show you how much money you can save. These are our default plans. They get populated every day with your updated cost and usage report. And this is net savings that you can take advantage of today. Going from left to right, we offer 30-day commitments. In the middle is 1 year. And then on the high savings side, we can combine 1 and 3 year commitments for you to maximize the most amount of savings. Our customers mainly prefer this recommended plan because we're looking in all reservable services and covering that with 30-day commitments. Let's click in the middle of these and we can view details. As you can see, we're covering a number of different services here with our platform. Anything from SQL to storage, compute. These are the particular plan commitments. We show you all the data you need to pick and choose from. You can have a blend of guaranteed and also native commitments. We only charge a risk premium for the guaranteed commitments. You can click in here and you can edit each individual plan and say, you know what? I want insurance and guarantee for this particular workload, or I want a native 3 year for that particular workload. The control is up to you. Take note here, as you can see, we show you all the data and net savings here for you available is a deeper discount for 1 year guarantee versus a 1 year native. A solid 6.1% in this example. If you have existing native commitments, we ingest those too. They'll show up here in this particular inventory page where you can help manage, optimize, and automate the lifecycle of those native commitments as well as guaranteed commitments. Our job is to provide an easy single pane of glass for you to manage all your commitments. In the event that you have a underperforming commitment and it's guaranteed by our money back rebate, as you can see here, this Azure Cash for Redis RI is in the red. Utilization is at 0 because I shut that down. Now, instead of me being charged and out $1,000 a month, I'm now being rebated by Archera to cover the cost. That's our money back guarantee in work. Now that we've had a look at the platform and how we can maximize your savings without sacrificing flexibility, your takeaways are Azure commitments can be huge savings when done right. And Archera gives you the tools to save, stay agile, as well as automate all that manual work away. To get started, just simply snap the QR code here or find us at archera.ai/start. It takes a few minutes to get started, complete onboarding, where you connect your cost management export. We do a review and open the platform up for you with a savings analysis. And by the way, there's no platform fee. We don't charge a monthly fee to use our platform. You can action and automate savings in 3 clicks. Thanks for your time. So now let's get saving with Archera.